So
I bet I'm a low maintenance firm, I think.
yeah, well, this call is for you guys, and Stephen, how long have you been a client of ours? It's
Oh, I would say 3 years maybe.
yeah, yeah. So I know you're a smaller shop. You asked me about the recruiting stuff. I'll show you that before we finish the call. But what I really want to talk about is what is new on our platform. And let me ask. I know Karen's here. Is Julie here?
Yeah.
Hi,
Yeah.
Julie. Okay.
Yeah.
And does everybody use the system or not? Or are you kind of used to it, or are you kind of struggling with it? What are the thoughts there?
You don't use it that much.
I use
You
it.
use it? Okay. Everybody uses it.
Okay. So I think, I think in the way I don't know if you recognize it, but we changed the entire interface of our platform. And
Yes.
Yeah, we don't,
That we saw. Karen
that,
said I think both of them are, change, is not good for them.
sure, I know that freaks everybody out, but we actually built it or rebuilt it to make it easier for you to use. So I want you to understand the thought process of what goes on, of what we've been doing for years, and how we just sort of made it so you can take advantage of what works for our clients. So the first thing to note that you can adjust is the status. And the status is really important because, if you're marketing a home that's open house, you have a different call to action than if you have a home that's coming soon, or if you have a home that's under contract or just sold. And to show you, here's just listed. If we just want to go look at one of the tools, let's look at the just listed single property website. And
Hey, the only thing I see, Vince, is the big screen that says meet now.
sorry guys, I know it's 10 a.m. for you out there in the east. It's 7 a.m. and I'm like 5 sips into my coffee, so you're gonna have to bear with me today.
Okay.
So let me step back a step. This is the listings page. You've probably seen that, and I want to
Yeah.
show you the difference of a just listed single property website, and then I'm going to show you a just sold single property website. So we get to the tool here. We can either look at the listing landing page, or we can look at the single property website. And there are different times when those things are more valuable, I think. And so I'm going to show you that, and I'm going to show you how the system works. And then I'm going to show you today some of the most exciting stuff we're hearing about regarding Facebook and seller lead gen. Okay, so that's what we're going to talk about today. So this is the single property website. I've selected it. I can click this eye over here to view it. And I want to show you why this is, kind of important. It's important here. This is the lead capture form that automatically pops up. And it says, this is just listed. To continue, either click here or give us your email. All right. Now, you may not see it, but sometimes there's a little X here so I can close out of this. And this is not available because the new default is to make these pages, how do you say, kind of forced registration, right? So I actually don't like it. Some people like it, some people don't. And I'll show you where you can change that, okay? But I am going to talk a little bit about the different way of capturing a lead. This Continue with Facebook has been hugely successful. But this kind of email format was what we've been using for years, so this has been very successful as well. This kind of took a drop off when people started to learn that their information was being pulled from Facebook and given to Cambridge Analytics and sold to Russians and all kinds of nonsense like that. So that button has taken a bit of a nosedive in the past couple weeks. You're welcome to test it, and I'm going to show you where to make the change to make that the default or to make this the default. Okay? I actually think this works pretty well with capturing buyers, but this works a little bit better, this form, for capturing sellers. But this is what the just listed form looks like. It's just listed. If you want to see it or be notified of the status, that's what the message is. Now, if I go over to listings and I click on a just sold property, you'll see the difference in the lead capture. And that's really the big point that I want to point out to you. So I'm going to go to the single property website. We're going to view it again. And you can see that when this page pops up, it's saying this home is sold, and that could affect your home value. Get your home value here, right? Or get the closing price. So that's like the extreme example, right? Open House has a different it has a ticking time clock that's just telling you, hey, this is time sensitive. This is telling you that's going to affect your home value. And a lot of people who click on just sold are homeowners just wondering what was the price. So again, you can use continue with Facebook, or you can use email instead and fill it out like that. So there's another thing I want to talk about right here. Do you understand, like, at different stages now, there are different call to actions, right? There's also this point here, which is where it says search all homes for sale. We call these lead gen links. And I do recommend you take a couple minutes to look at that. Steve, this is your site, right? Is this the site for the office? Do you all share this?
Yeah.
Okay, great. And this is this home is in Conway, right? And
That's
so
correct.
there's a link on your website right over here that says Conway. And I clicked it. And when I click on that link, it actually shows me all the homes for sale on Conway, which is pretty cool. So I'm going to copy this hyperlink right here. And I'm going to go back to edit listing. And I'm going to click edit. And I'm going to click lead gen links. And I'm going to paste that link right there. And call it Conway Homes for Sale. And I'm going to check it, and that's going to make that link active for that property. Now, Stephen, are there any of these other towns on your website that are kind of adjacent, near to, or relevant? Like if I was looking at a home in Conway, would I maybe also be looking at a home in North Conway?
Yeah, North Conway, Bartlett.
Okay. Okay. All right. So I'm going to take Bartlett and do the same thing. And I'm going to click over here, add new link, paste, Bartlett, homes for sale. So I won't go through all of them. I'm just going to put a couple up there so you can see how that works. Did I spell Bartlett right? Yes. And click save, free home value. Okay, good. Yeah. Let's look at this real quick. Give me a second, guys. I'm wondering, this should be saving, and I'm not. Everything seems a little frozen on my screen, so let's give it a second. So I'll talk while this is doing its thinking. These lead generation links that I'm telling you about. Yeah, wait. We have on average a 20% click-through rate, meaning that for every person that looked at that home for sale, 1 out of 5 would click and click a link like this and go to your site. But for clients who put things like Bartlett homes under 200K or Bartlett homes from 2 to 400K, I've seen a lot of our offices get, a 50% click through, which is pretty awesome to say that 1 out of 2 people So why is that? I'm going to exit the page. Something went wrong there. I don't know if that was me or it didn't like adding links to your page. But the point is, you do want to add links to those pages. You can do it also here where it says lead links. And you can say, type in the link.
So hold on a second, Vince.
Yep.
So what you're saying is, use Conway, you go on our website, do a search for a specific town, and get to the URL. You copy the URL, you paste it in there.
Right, but where does that go?
Where does
That-
that
oh, that
appear
go-
once,
Okay.
we are promoting a single page website on our Facebook. Where does that link appear?
Okay. You want to, that's where he's getting to that.
Yeah, we're not there yet. We're not there yet. What, for some reason, everything kind of took a nosedive. So I got to see what's going on. But Whitehall, let's see here. Give me a second. Yeah, we're not into what's happening on Facebook. I'll answer those questions. You need to, before you know, I'm, Lord knows what you're doing with our system, but it would be great that if you got the most out of the tools before you started pushing them to Facebook or LinkedIn or anywhere else, it would just help you out. It would help your business. So I'm going to go through and create the Conway link again. I kind of got an error there. I don't know if perhaps that link being so long kind of threw a wrench, but we'll see. Conway homes for sale. And I'm creating these links in this area now in the page called lead links. So this is kind of how you create the links just for your account, right? And I think I know what's happening now. I'm getting that same error. And I think what it is, and it's something that we got to fix, and this is why, Steve, you asked me about Zapier, and I'm like, we're still working on stuff. What we're seeing right now is an error, and it's because that URL is so long, it's making our system like go, what the heck? So exit page, we'll have to kind of log in again or something like that, reload. And I think I got to get that fixed. But I actually see, no, that's not right. Okay, so anyway, the point is we want to create those links. Steve, I'm going to have to get you a message of when you can do that. It'll probably be a day or two. Let's go back to listings. And there's one thing I need you to understand. You're already asking about Facebook, and that's great. But I need you to know this. This is my recommendation. You see these statuses. Are there any open house coming up this week for any of these projects?
No, not in this weather.
Okay, that makes sense. So when a home is coming soon, just listed, or active, or open house, you want to put on Facebook and promote anywhere this tool here, which is the listing landing page. It looks like this. Okay, this is great for capturing buyers. So you take this hyperlink up top and you put it out on, and you run your ads and do stuff like that. If you want to put it on your LinkedIn, all you got to do is click the LinkedIn button. It opens up a little LinkedIn box there, and you write in a social note. Hey, here's a beautiful home and blah blah blah. Right? And you push it, you share it. So if you're building a network on LinkedIn, it's a great place to, we're hearing our clients are getting buyers and sellers from LinkedIn. Facebook is obviously number one. If you want to share it this way, you can, but you need to make sure, we'll give it a second, that you're sharing it to one of your business pages, and it gives you an option up here, right? So share to a page you manage. And I'm just going to share to my timeline. And I want to say, you know, hey there, here's a, you know, whatever is great to say, right? Here's a great home. Secluded by the lake, right? Whatever. You know what are the hot points of the home, and make sure and write them. Don't just paste a tag, you know, a link up there. Twitter is the same thing, right? Share on Twitter. I will tell you this, both Twitter and I won't push this on Twitter, and Google, we don't hear a lot of lead gen happening. They are, however, two major social media platforms, so it's worthwhile to just take 1 minute or half a minute, click the button and write a note and push it out there. It's great in the listing presentation. It shows that you know how to advertise on the internet, and definitely with social media, because we're auto posting to YouTube for you. You're on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Google, as well as all the other great things you do. So what I want to repeat is, when you have a home that is coming soon, just listed, open house, or active, use the listing landing page that we just looked at. When you have a home that is just sold, pending or under contract or act contingent, then use the single property website, right? I'll show it to you again. We can get it the same way.
Okay, so this is where you asked the question, guys, where the links go. They go right over here.
They go right over here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying right here.
The links I'm talking about fit right under here.
How many
All right.
underneath there, Vince?
Underneath there, Vince.
You can get a maximum of 8. I actually recommend a maximum of 5. We've noticed that if you add too many links in there, people you confuse them. If you give them a couple choices that are obvious, they can make that split-second decision and click a link, you know. And the object is, if for some reason they don't want this home and this home is sold, maybe they're interested in other homes for sale in the area, right? And so those links can point to your website, and your website can capture leads that way. So that's kind of just in terms of social media advertising, right? Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Google. If I recommend you either use the listing landing page or the single property website. Okay.
Okay, and go back to where those two pages are, the either or the or.
Yeah, you can click on tools, and it says social media posts and ads right here. First, you get dropped here immediately. Okay, and you got the choice of the listing landing page or the single property website.
Very good.
Very good.
Okay. Now, you can also, you know, if you want, you can say, okay, here's a single property website. You can also share from right here. You don't even have to open it up. You can just click that button, and it does a number like that for you, and you go there, right? So we make it pretty easy to kind of use the platform. So let's go in a little bit more of how we've also, another way we've made it very easy, and the way that we really want you to tackle this. The number one thing is to get your status up to date, right? So let's just say we're at the number 1, and Karen logs, you goes, okay, what do I got to do with listings to leads? First, set the status on your property. 59 Daniel Webster Highway is up to date. So the next thing she should do is click the task list. And we click that, and it brings us right to the just listed status. These are all the things you should do to get them to market this home as it's just listed. And you can see there are other things you got to do when it's open house, and there's other things you do when it's pending, and there are a whole nother set of things you do when it's just listed or just sold. The point of this is, every time it's designed to capture leads. So the more often you get the tools out there, the better it is for your clients and for you. So what's the first thing you do? You click the green button, and it says get your social media. Well, we know it's just listed, and so we know if it's just listed, we want to mark it a just listed landing page. And from right here, I can go bang, right? Share to Facebook, share to Pinterest, share to Twitter, share to LinkedIn and Google, okay? And when you're done, you see this little box up here? And when I hover over it, it says mark is done. When I click mark is done, it tells me I did this on the 17th. Now I can close it and I can go to the next box, right? And this stuff has been designed, you've been using it for years or you've been ignoring it for years, but this is great. These tools work really great. So this is saying our home just listed, right? What's meant to happen here, this should be in your mailbox automatically, is copy it and get it to your client, right? Get it to your client and say, hey, could you put that on your Facebook wall, right? I'm putting it on mine and I'm running ads and I'm doing all this stuff, but client, would you put this on your wall, right? And the reason being is, now for me, you're seeing it for me coming as Vincent Meza, right? But for you, it's going to say, hey, our home just listed for sale, and Karen at Whitehall Estates is selling it for us, right? And please share, we want many people to see the stuff, right? So when your client's friends click on this, it's your tool, right? The leads go to Karen. If she's got links to her website, she's going to get people clicking and going to her website. Maybe she's got a link here that says get your free home value, right? So she can get more listings out of it as well. But that's really the point of what you need to do with that system, is get that to the client, give them a quick 5-second call and say, hey, I just sent you a tool. If you could copy and put that on your Facebook wall, that'd be great. We're doing a bunch of stuff. And then you're done and you check that box and you close that and you move on to the next. Social media share, you don't really need to do anything here. This is how you customize that banner and that message that's on that. So this is the share image. When you share something, it doesn't look exactly like the tool you're putting there. It's going to look like this. Stephen, you understand what this is, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's just where you kind of control that. So, you can go, okay, I want it to look like that when I share it on social media, right? You don't have to touch it because it's normally the default red, and the default red works great. But you could make a change like that, right? Or you could also say, just maybe there's something important about the home that you want right here in that message. So you could change it, you could ignore it, and when you're done, you save the date and you click. That way, you come back and you've done all the work to market that listing, and that's it. So single property website we touched. Virtual tour, you should take your branded virtual tour and put it directly on your listings on Zillow and Trulia, especially if you're adding lead generation links. Because if people have any interest in that home, they click on the virtual tour and there are links on it to get people away from Zillow, away from Trulia, and back to your websites where you can capture the leads. There are e-flyers for your database. Are you using any kind of CRM?
Oh yeah. You were asking if we use a CRM?
Yes.
We use Salesforce.
Okay. Oh, that's right. You're asking me about Zapier. So let me ask you, can you do any email blasting via that platform?
Yes.
Okay. So here's an e-flyer for your database. You may or may not want to do this with every listing, but we create a message automatically to blast out. This home is just listed. There's a picture of the home. When they click that link, it's going to take them to your single property website. There's also a built-in graphic and lead right here that's going to drive people to Karen's free home values so she can get a listing lead, right? There's also her pick and her number, but she can also put in her favorite lead generation links. Maybe she really only focuses on on growing her business in Bartlett. So she wants to have Bartlett homes for sales and Bartlett homes under 300K. That would be part of her signature bar, and that is all included in that tool to blast out. Okay, so the e-flyer for the seller's sphere of influence, the e-flyer is similar to the Facebook tool. It's just designed for the seller's friends and family to talk about you. So you get that in your mailbox, forward it to your client at the same time you forward the Facebook ad, give them a quick call. Here are print flyers for nearby homeowners if you do anything like door knocking, and I know it's not the season right now. The open house sign-in and feedback form, Craigslist ads, all that. So most of this is done, right? YouTube is done automatically and stuff like that. So, but this is just sort of shows you what you need to do at each step, right? And then when you come back next week and it's an open house or it's under contract, you just update the status and then you go through the steps. Want to point out here, you can generate the PDF for this when you're in a listing presentation. It's a pretty powerful way. If you can either bring this laptop and show people this and that will blow them away, or you can print it the old-fashioned way and just say, hey, this is everything we do when we're going to market your home. We market it at every stage. We're designed to capture buyers, to get you as many buyers as possible, and you can leave that as a leave behind if you want. But that's how you use the system to market your listing.
Yeah.
Does that kind of make sense?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So there's a couple of other sections here that I want you to see. You may or may not need them, but there is an agent listing website that a lot of agents love. I don't know if you've seen it before, but I want to show you the one. This is for, I think, for the office. So this has, I'm logged in as the office, and this has all of your listings. Now, Steve, your office profile also has your Zillow review mark check. So your Zillow reviews are showing up right there as well.
Right.
Now, all your listings are here. So every time somebody clicks on this, we drive them right to your single property website, right? Mm-hmm. And that's designed to capture leads for you. Okay. So what I want to point out again here is these lead gen links, right? You're not quite taking advantage of them. We're going to need to kind of fix it. I think your URLs are so long, it's kind of...
What about the phone number? We've been trying to fix this phone number problem.
Wow, what is that? Are you putting two phone numbers in there?
We're trying to, I guess.
That's probably the problem.
Myself and the office number, but the office numbers appearing twice. Your sellers. I'm trying to only put two, but I think there's four.
There's four.
Not a way to fix it.
Right.
The problem is the state of New Hampshire requires us, and Massachusetts requires to have the brokerage phone number on there. But I also maybe want the agent's cell phone number on there.
Does it have to be right next to the phone like that?
No.
It just has to be on the page?
Yep.
Okay. In this case, hold on. Okay, this is the profile for the office. I think we can fix it. Steve, let's because I want to make sure we don't lose the whole train of thought. Let's tackle this after the fact. Okay. Let's after we do this. Otherwise, I'm like poking around. I got to log in and out and do some stuff. So, but I think we can fix that. So where were we? We were on listings, right? So we will get that phone number sorted out. All right. The client review. Do all of you have reviews on Zillow?
No.
Okay. You have a profile on Zillow. You just need to get people.
Yeah.
Okay, Julie has a review.
Okay. So I want to point out, I'm going to change this. I've spoken about lead gen links before a couple times here. And, your and because I can't make it in your account, I want to kind of point out, here's a client of ours who uses this website all the time, and he also makes lead gen links specifically for his business, and most of our clients do. So he's part of some national first-time home buyer program, right? Lease option. So he's got a lead gen link that's helping you sign up for that, right? He also he's working down in Florida. He moved down to Florida, but he likes to market up in Chicago because that's where he's from. So he likes to say, hey, do you really want to live, in a cold winter again? Or would you rather move down south, right? And so you can create those links basically to, to however that fits your business, right? Berkshire Lakes, this is a really nice area, so he wants to sort of, promote that as well. So there's a lot you can do with lead generation links, and that's kind of the point I wanted to make. So let's jump into landing pages, and where landing pages come into play is typically on Facebook advertising. And Steve, are you using, or Karen or Julia, are any of you using landing pages on Facebook to capture listing leads?
No, I think I'm just creating a single property website.
Okay.
Description and putting it on my Facebook.
Awesome. And you're putting it on your business page and just posting and sharing?
Yes. But Facebook business page is pretty new and not a lot of people see it.
Yeah. Okay. So you probably, well then you're leaving there's a lot that you can do regarding Facebook. And what about you, Stephen? Are you doing anything with Facebook and seller lead gen?
Yeah, but I do use your system from, when I do my email blast, I do some Facebook stuff with it, but I'm generally, with Facebook, I'm using more of my website and driving people to the website. Buyer leads and seller leads, using Real Geek stuff, not your stuff. The reason why I'm not using your stuff is because I want it. I have no way of getting it in the Salesforce.
Sure. Yeah. I
that's why I've been heckling you on that. Not heckling you, but
yeah. Well, I think that I do know this, and you probably already know this, that your leads can go directly into Real Geeks, right?
My leads go into Real Geeks. No, I didn't know that. How do you do that? How do you do that?
Yeah. So you go here. And you go to your profile,
right?
And you may want. Does everybody have their own unique Real Geeks website?
They're just users of my website.
Got it. Okay. So there is I don't know what Real Geeks calls it, but it's like an email address, just like you have this one here, the Robot Zapier. Right. There's an email address for your Real Geeks account, and you could put that here, and you could say send leads to. And your leads would go automatically into Real Geeks. And I'm guessing what you're telling me is then Real Geeks pushes it into Salesforce.
That would be correct.
Yeah. So you could do that.
Okay.
And the reason why I don't know what's going on. I know you're a smart guy, and I don't know what you're doing with your tools on Facebook. But the reason why I'm going to kind of get into Facebook and tell you what our clients are doing is because they're generating hundreds of leads in a matter of days. And they're generating hundreds of listing leads. So it's really, I've got a client I'm going to show you here in a minute who's got 7 listing appointments, and it's just almost, April 16th. So, in 2 weeks, 7 listing appointments. And she's not doing that by driving people to her website. And so I'm going to explain to you what our clients are doing with our tools so that you can get hundreds of buyer leads and hundreds of listing leads every month. Okay. Now, you may not do this, Stephen. I think you probably will incorporate a little bit of this. So let's kind of dive into it.
But that's you as a company, not us.
No, what happens, Julie, we all work together as a team, whatever leads start driving in, they're gonna come in and then goes, Real Geeks, and Real Geeks will do the round robin, and, you know, everybody will get leads. You know, it's not, that's, am I right? That's the way.
That's right.
There's no way
Exactly right.
separately, there's no way of separately just sending leads to you, I don't think, is there?
Yes. So if Julie or Karen logged into the account like we are right now, they could create their own landing page. And if they use their landing page and drive things out, and let's say we do the property valuation page, right? And so I can just show you, these leads will go directly to that agent.
Okay.
Now you could put, you know, so let's kind of tackle it like you're each going to log in as your own, and you can modify it and do what you want to do. But I at least need you to understand how this platform works, okay? So you're going to log in for the first time. I'm sorry, guys. Let me shut off this dumb thing here. You're going to go add a new landing page. This is the first page you want to use, Property Valuation Plus. Click the green button and add a location. And what's the #1 town in terms of size, you know, population in your area?
Conway.
Conway. Okay. You only need to type in the word Conway or Bartlett. You don't need to put New Hampshire or NH or nothing like that. And click Save. Okay? And when you do that, it totally kicks you out of the system. That's awesome. Sorry, guys. There's, I got to get that fixed. There's, well, what the heck is that? All right. Killing me. All right. Sorry, guys.
All right.
I was logged in before. What happened?
Nope.
Yeah, so
Yeah, but you can really, I mean, how could you do that with emailing our contacts, our leads? How can you separate that bit?
It's just generically.
You-
well,
You,
let me kind of explain how this can work. We'll give you a couple of options. Okay. You can each log in to your own account and create a Conway page just like I did right here. Right? And you could each separately put it on Facebook and run an ad, and I'm going to show you how to run an ad, and those leads would go right back to you personally, because if you log in and you create this in your account, all the leads get sent to you. But then you have to pay to get that reach, right? Now, you may not want to pay for that.
Right.
You may want to do it as a team. And that's what Steve is saying, is he can create this page and put it on, you know, Facebook and say, you know, everybody in Conway see this, and bang, there you go. And then the leads come in, they get into Real Geeks, he round robins them out, and you all get leads. So that you can work with it either way. Okay? When you're running ads, you are branding to your business page. I don't know if you all have business pages on Facebook, but you do need a business page on Facebook to run an ad. So you got to kind of think, do we want to all work together and promote as Whitehall Estates? Or do I want to go out there as Karen, the realtor, or whatever, right? However you're working with your business. But the point is, you can all log in and do this yourself and create these tools yourself. They're all part of the package, but you need to take a couple steps, right? And the first step, let's just look at this landing page for Conway. It looks like this. And we made it look very generic like this so that realtors feel like they don't have to do anything, right? Because they don't typically like to do a whole lot. And so this looks like, oh, everybody has a cup of coffee and a computer, so this is kind of generic, right? But generic does not work when you're trying to get somebody's home address and contact information. This page is almost useless in this way. So you're in Conway, we're talking about Conway, New Hampshire, right? And if I go to Conway, New Hampshire, and I go images, and I say, oh, I want to click on tools, and I want to get the size that is larger than 4 MPs. This is kind of showing me some of the cool areas of your town. Now, I don't know this town, and I don't want to chew up a ton of time doing this, but let's just imagine that everybody knows this street right here, right? That's actually North Conway.
Yeah.
But yeah. I'm going to save this image. Desktop as here. And I'm going to go back to this landing page, and instead of clicking view it, I'm going to click edit. And I'm going to put right here, when you click on edit, it drops you on the background. And I'm going to go, okay, well, I want, God, you're killing me. I want to upload that photograph. And we'll give it a second, and we'll click save.
Look good. Look good.
And when it saves, it's going to be a little more relevant for your folks in your area, right? Now, I want to point out there's all kinds of fun stuff you can do out here, and most of it is pretty distracting for the average realtor. The form fields, however, I think we've moved the default. Yeah, you just want to use the address. You want to go to page 2. So the default is that they've got to fill it out. We've gotten away from the use Facebook registration for that. Right here it says phone number hide. You could say I want it optional. And why are you interested in the value? You can make that optional. You could hide that as well. So I'm going to save that. And then I'm going to click view. And that right there is now ready to use on advertising. Okay. Now, I don't know if that looks like your neighborhood there, but I want to kind of point out, you want this picture to make everybody comfortable that you know their area. Generic pictures don't make people comfortable signing up anywhere. And so this is a major part of being successful with this. The other part is actually how you run the ad. So let's run the ad together. This page is ready to rock. I'm going to copy this hyperlink, and I am going to go to Facebook. Now, you do need a business page for this. You could copy and paste that and put it on your business page. And I'm just going to tell you, because a lot of agents and a lot of offices think that my business page is not really new, it's not refreshed. And some people actually think they need to pay a third-party company to just put free content on their Facebook page. And that's like one of the best ways of wasting your money in real estate today, is paying somebody to put content on your Facebook page. Because if you don't pay to boost or run an ad off of your business page, your content is only seen by 0 to 6% of the people who follow your page. So if 100 people follow your business page and you copy and paste and put anything on your business page, maximum 6 people are going to see it. The power of Facebook, which is actually, I think, the most powerful place in real estate advertising today, is when you run an ad. So how do you run an ad? You click this button up here and you click create ads. And for the most part...
Hey, Vince, can you do that one more time? Can you do that one more time?
Do that one more time.
Yeah, how do you run an ad? Just do it slower. A little bit.
Sure. Sorry. I'm sorry. I do this all the time, so I just move around too fast. Let's see here. You can just log into your Facebook. And let's see here. I'll just get so you can kind of see it. So wherever you are in Facebook, there's always this navigation bar up here, right? And on the right is a triangle pointing down. You click on that triangle and it opens up a kind of a, what do you call it? A menu. And right halfway down, it says create ads. Do you see that?
Yeah.
That's where you start.
Okay.
All right. So when you click it, it takes a little while because they got to push you into this totally different platform of Facebook. So give it a couple seconds, and it kind of feels like my system is running a little bit slow, or the internet or something. And we'll wait a second. Start over. Okay. So you should land on a page that looks like this. And in our world, the consideration, the button you want to click on here is always traffic. All right? And what that means is you're going to drive traffic from your ad to our tool. Okay? Now, Steve may be driving traffic to his website, but I'm just letting you know this is what we're recommending that you do with our tools. The campaign name nobody sees. So I'm going to call it Value Conway April. All right? And I'm going to say April 2 for the second weekend, right? And I'm going to explain to you what this all means. And I'm going to actually stop here before we go to the next page because I want you all to understand what I would want any agent, and not office, but any agent to be doing. Minimally one ad a week during the week to market one of your listings. That ad costs $20. You run it almost the exact same way we're going to do here, and you run it for 4 days. In your area, probably 2,000 to 3,000 people will see that $20 ad over the 4 days. And I don't know where other people recognize and learn that you're a realtor for 20 bucks. So that's the power of Facebook. Now they can click on that ad and you can get buyer leads. But every weekend, you run a home value ad, just like we're going to do right now. And that ad should be either $20 or $30. It could even be $100. It's your choice. It matters on your budget. But the more money you put, the more money you get leads on, right? The more clicks you can get. And I've got a client who just said, we put on $100 and we got 100 leads. That's $1 a lead. And I think I actually have it here. Sorry, give me a second.
Oh, $120 a month.
Yeah. So this guy Trevor on the April 4th, he says these Facebook tools are invaluable. The other day we spent $100 on Facebook, worded it right, let it go for 3 to 4 days. I got 100 responses. These are seller leads, which are invaluable to us. To get those leads to Zillow or SmartZip or whatever would be thousands. And I think that's totally a correct statement, right? So what I'm trying to repeat is the more money you put in, this is called PPC or pay-per-click strategy. So for every click you pay. And if you put $5 a day, you're only going to get X number of clicks. And if you put in $20 a day, you're going to get more. But when it comes to home value leads, you want to get good at this. And then I think you want to put more money into it. So to wrap up, traffic, every time you're running an ad with us, value, every week run here's something for sale, here's something open house, here's something just sold, here's something on contract, and every weekend, click here to get your home value. So I'm going to click continue. And the real power of Facebook in my mind is this section right here. Okay? And I will show you why in just a moment. So here we're trying to get homeowners, right? And so what we want to type in is Conway, New Hampshire. And see how it shows us this radius? And this is saying like 25 miles out. That might be great if you're marketing an open house. Or if you're marketing, you know, something just listed, just sold. You want to tell people that you're a realtor. You want to tell people about this house. But because this page only says Conway, why is it saying North Conway? I'm going to say, I'm going to redo that. Why is it saying North Conway? Did I type in North Conway? Conway. Does it only know Conway? Oh, right there. Conway. Got it. And if you've got a lot of small towns, and I, you know, because a lot of agents don't want to do this for multiple little towns, you get so many more leads if you do it town by town. And so this is only going to be seen by people who are in Conway. Now, there's another way to do this, or there's another thing, that, and I don't know how you do it, but Steve, I'm going to just point it out to you, and I'm going to show you why I'm getting stumbled here. Cody came in on the 13th and said, I got 305 seller leads since April 1st. This system is powerful for sure. I've got the leads going to ISA. He's set 7 listing appointments already. We just took our first listing. And he's showing you, because I've been requiring the phone number and not using Facebook registration. And I showed you how to turn Facebook registration on and off, right? So this is the agent, and who just said, hey, I got a bunch of seller leads. This is what his ad looked like. Pretty simple, right? But what he says here, I never had heard. He said, I only target homeowners, but the trick, in my opinion, is to do them as localized as possible, meaning, you know, small towns.
Just target.
And run multiple different ads for other areas. And he goes, but he only selects only people who live in this location, as they will say, who are currently. So I don't know how to make that distinction, only people who live in this location. I don't know if I want to waste your time doing that. Trying to figure that out. Oh, wait a second. Wow, I did not know that. Did you see that?
Kind of.
Guys?
Kind of.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
This is where I typed in Conway.
Yep. Yep.
This is where you change it to people who live in this location.
Okay.
That's a major deal. So because you're saying, hey, do you want your home value for Conway? Well, you want to make sure they only can live in Conway to see that ad.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you probably don't want 18-year-olds clicking on your ad, so get rid of that.
Right. Right.
And let's just say 30. You can choose your age. And you can also exclude, I think they have a section here that says realtors and other bad people. That was a joke, guys. Sorry. Job title realtor, right? This means that your competitors will not see this and click on it and waste your money.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So that's that. Now here is a big deal, and one of the biggest deals that agents, one of the biggest mistakes agents make, I think. It's this section called placements, because they don't know what it is. When you're trying to get listing leads, when you're trying to get people to give you their address and their contact information for a free home value, we see that you have the most success if you do this on desktop only. The default is desktop and mobile. And a lot of people are on mobile on Facebook. But when you're trying to get listing leads, that really hurts it. Now, you always want your deal on lifetime budget, which I think is the default now. I recommend at least a $30 spend for listing leads. I also always recommend you start your ad on Friday and you end it on Monday. So that's kind of 3 days. This is basically $10 a day. All right. And you click continue. And okay, you need to have it, choose your right business page, right? I got to get my real estate business page back connected here. So you're going to see my healthy eating page. And then it says, where do you want to drive the traffic? I want to drive the traffic to this page. So I'm going to copy this.
The URL.
The URL. And I'm going to paste it there. And it shows me a blue box. I click the blue box and it shows me what's going on. Okay. Now, we'll give it a second. There we go. So you see what it looks like there, right? Now this is going to be sponsored by you, your business page, right? But this little language here, recent home sales have affected your home value. That's actually not the best language to use. A good idea of the best language to use, you can see posted in our mastermind group almost every day. But it looks something like this. 1,500 homes have sold in Cape Coral last year. Your home value has changed. Click below to get your current value instantly and free, right? And so you can wordsmith that the way you want. I'm going to give you the way that I always recommend, and it works for people all the time. 35 homes sold in Conway last month. The high was, I don't know, $5.99. Click here to get your automated, I lost you. Online home value in less.
There we go. There we go.
I hear you. I hear you back.
Okay.
Then 15 seconds. Free. I'm going to. Can you hear me, guys?
Yeah, you can hear us. Yeah, you can hear us. Yeah.
Okay. So this language right here is really powerful and works all the time. And so you can copy this verbatim. Just make sure you have the right prices there, right? 35 homes sold in Conway last month. This was the high. Click here to get your automated online home value in less than 15 seconds free.
Can you take a picture of that? Copy and paste?
Can you like copy and paste and email that to us, Vince, please?
Vince, please.
Yeah.
Girls, the girl, you're getting them all excited here.
Well, I'll copy and send this to you, but I want you guys to get in our mastermind group because you're going to see that language and other language all the time. And the thing is, what I'm showing you is how our platform works. But what I can assure you is things change on Facebook minimally once a week. And what works and what was available to us a week ago has changed, right? So you need to stay on top of what's going on. And one of the best places is our secret mastermind group. So I want you all to get on that group, and I'll show you how to get there in a minute. The headline, it says, you see how it says, what is your Conway home? That's useless, right? Change it to, you can change it to whatever you want, but I will change it to free Conway home values. And whatever I type here becomes under here, right? So this is going to help you get, this is the number one way of helping you get listing leads. So let me explain what happens and Steven already knows what's going to happen, but I want to explain it so you ladies understand what's going to happen. When you click confirm down here, Facebook is going to say, great, we're going to review this and we'll get back to you. And they usually review it for 15 to 30 minutes, and then they send you a message, okay, it's live. And in this case, on Monday, you will get an ad that says, congratulations, you have successfully run an ad on Facebook. All right? That doesn't, all that means is you have succeeded in giving money to Facebook. It doesn't mean you got any leads out of it. All right? And what you want to think of, what they're going to tell you is, here was your reach, and here was the website clicks, and that's all they tell you. And the reach means X number of people saw this ad. And the website clicks means that your ad was compelling enough for people to click it. And then some percentage of the people who click it land on this page, and that's where you start generating leads, and we email them to you directly. Does that make sense?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So if you find that you've got reach, meaning that people saw it and you got no clicks, there are two things you can adjust to improve that. Number one is the background photo. It wasn't compelling enough. You didn't make me feel like you know my area. The other is this language, but I'm going to give you the language, and I don't think that's ever going to be the problem. The other thing is you might see that you got a bunch of clicks, but you got no leads. And that's usually because people run the ad on mobile. They do the placements as the default, which means desktop and mobile. And because it's happening on a smartphone, people are not that comfortable filling out all that information. You lose the value of the background image, which makes me comfortable that you know my business or you know my area, because it just squishes down and all you can see is this little black box, and that's kind of scary. Give me your address, right? So that's how you run an ad for seller lead gen. So I want to kind of repeat, because I sometimes I go all over the place. Every week, you minimally want to run one ad on Facebook like this to market a listing. And every weekend, you want to run one ad for 20 or 30 bucks minimally to get listing leads. And you'll notice that this guy here is dropped $100, right? He's not running 30 ads. He put $100 for 3 to 4 days, and he got 100 leads. And the more money you put in, the more clicks you can get and the more leads you can get. That's kind of how it works. But I don't recommend you do that until you start getting good results from your smaller priced ads.
Where do you change?
From desktop to phone?
Click here on Ad Set. It's the middle section, which is where we set up the demographics and stuff.
Okay.
It's the section that says placements. Automatic placement is recommended. Click edit placements and say desktop only. Okay. And that's it, right? So you run that ad, go, and you can set that ad up at the beginning of the week. It will start on Friday and end on Monday, just the way you want to do it. Okay. Now the other part of Facebook is that a lot of agents don't figure out is what do I do with, remember I said you want to run a property at least one ad every week, right? And that should be, excuse me, about something, something. So we've got something for sale here. I want to put out the listing landing page, right? And for this property, I'm going to say, okay, I want to take this and I want to run an ad with this. And I'm going to do this a little bit faster. I'm going to run one more ad so we can go through it together. Is that all right?
Yep. Absolutely.
Thanks.
Absolutely.
Okay. So we're going to start over here. And what I call this, it's a branding. You're building your brand, and then you're capturing seller leads on the weekend. Okay. So let's go here. We click there. We go to create ads. It's almost exactly the same, but there are a couple slight differences, so I would like you to know. What is the same is we're always driving for traffic, okay? And every time, I'm just going to repeat this over. I repeat it because people ask this question over and over, and you just need to know it. Always drive for traffic with listings to leads, okay? And I know you're going to think, well, I want lead generation. Nope, traffic. The campaign name is JL for just listed in Conway. And what month is it? April, right? I like a campaign name because I want to know later on, what were people clicking on? Were they clicking on my open houses? Were they clicking on my home value? You need to know that. And you should be running minimally one ad a week or two, one to market a listing and one for not. Now, I'm not going to finish this ad, but remember, change the location to, actually, everyone in this location, I'm going to say Conway, New Hampshire. This time I'm going to say, hey, you know what? A 25-mile radius is just fine. I want people to see that. I still don't want 18-year-olds clicking on my ads and chewing up my money, so I'll put some sort of minimal, price point or age. But now placements, it's okay to have it be automatic. And that's because you may not know this, but on smartphones in the United States, 1/3 of all time on the internet is spent on Facebook. So there's a lot of people on Facebook on their smartphones all the time. Lifetime budget, $20. This ad, I really don't need it to run. It's going to start today, which is Tuesday. And let's just say it's going to end on Friday, right? You just need a 4-day ad. If you're doing an open house on the weekend, great. Now I want to point out, do you see the estimated daily reach over here? It says 900 to 2,800. So that's like, what, 1,000 to 3,000? So let's just say 2,000 people every day are going to see this ad. That's over 4 days, about 8,000 people, right? And you got to kind of ask yourself, Steve, for $20, how are you going to reach 8,000 people? Is there a better way over there? Is there something I don't know about?
I don't know, probably the
best way is to
do about 150
miles an hour down and get arrested.
Yeah, I don't know how you do that. But what you should know about Facebook is 71% of adults in the United States are on Facebook. And I don't mean teenagers, adults. And that's that's why it's really important to, we're going to get a view here. It's just important to build the brand there, because people are there all the time.
That's what he's doing now. This
is right now. I'm going for buyers right now.
The majority of my Facebook friends don't live here in Conway in this state. So for me to put out an ad saying, what's your Conway homework? All my 200 friends are going to live here.
Hold on. Yeah, that's a great question. But you have missed what I have been talking about.
When I want to reach all the people I have on Facebook, I need to run a buyer.
No, please listen to this. When you run an ad, it has nothing to do with your friends on Facebook. It is driving to everyone on Facebook, regardless of if they like your page or are friends with you. Mm-hmm. Do you understand that?
So it's an ad.
There are a lot.
That has nothing to do with.
Sorry.
Has nothing to do with. Right.
Nothing to do with your friends.
No.
If you copy that link and put it on your page, well, your friends see it.
Yes.
But if you run an ad like this, it doesn't matter if your friend. It just doesn't matter. It just means that these people have to be over 25 years old, and they got to live within 20. They got to be within 20 miles of Conway. Doesn't mean that they are your friends at all.
Because you don't want to pay for an ad.
You don't want to pay for an ad, that's for your friends.
Right.
You want to pay for
You
someone
want to pay for someone
lives in the
that
area.
lives in the area that you can.
For a list.
For a list.
But what about the
Listen.
200
But what about the 200 people I
that may
know
have other friends
that may have other friends that want to buy
Then
a
you just put that on your
Then you just
Facebook
put that on your
page.
Facebook
Then you
page.
copy and paste the ad.
Right
to your
Stick it on your Facebook page.
Right. And your friends will see it.
Thing from it.
one thing from it.
Okay. Because your friends aren't engaging in it, they're not interested.
But they believe me, that's how
But
I'm
they believe me,
generating all
that's how
my
I'm
ads.
generating all my ads,
Just from last night.
just from last night.
You run a business with 600.
I don't have that.
Yeah. So let me
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
let me say, you know, there are thousands of people in your community on Facebook who are not your friends. When you ran an ad like this, it pushes this, what we're looking at on the right here, in front of all those people. If they like what they see, if you said, I noticed I wrote great home for sale, that's pretty weak. If you said, you know, this is an awesome home with a new custom kitchen and it's got, you know, a luxury bathroom, people are going to want to click it, right? If they're interested in property, and if they click on that, that's where you start capturing the leads.
All right, the majority of people
All right, the majority of people living in Conway
probably not
are
affording
probably not affording $1 million lake hospitality property. So why am I marketing to Conway?
Well, I just grabbed any random property out of your account. You would probably target this in a different area. You could even target people in the demographics area with a net worth of over $1 million. Right? Detailed targeting. You could actually go that route as well. But I'm just showing you how the platform works. You probably wouldn't run that ad in Conway.
You might run that ad.
You might run that ad in Wellesley, Massachusetts, though.
Okay, well, that's all.
Okay,
I'm saying,
well, that's all.
you can
You're
target,
saying you can
this is
target,
advertising.
this is
you can
advertising, you can advertise
on
to
the internet
everybody
that's
on the
Facebook.
internet that's on Facebook.
Correct.
And this zeroes down.
And this
to
zeroes down to you can target people that are worth $1 million, or people worth $250,000,
so forth.
Or
New
so
home.
forth.
yeah.
New home,
Like in Conway,
like in Conway, you were looking for new first-time home buyer, right? You could target an ad for new home buyers and just target people that are 20 to 25 or to 30 or something.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Fred.
That's right. And, you know, there are, so with that's kind of how it is. And so, you know, what I'd recommend is, since you mentioned first-time home buyers, inside our mastermind group, there is a long discussion, and if I go to files, it will show here, home buyer action plan. There's an ad that's out. Oh yeah, this one, stop renting. So if we type in stop renting here, we're going to see a bunch of dialogue going on by a lot of agents over months. There's an ad, stop renting and start owning in the marketplace. And people are getting a lot of leads in that. So if you want to find out what that's about, here's somebody saying, I got 2,000 views, 30 direct messages, right? 12 have followed the link from the direct message and registered. I have a few speaking to lenders. We have something, you know, people are talking about this all the time because it's a very effective ad to run on Facebook, right? 3 ads, right? So if you want to learn about all that, you can go into our mastermind group. So I want to talk a little bit about how to get in the mastermind group. You should all log into Facebook. And you know how I always click on this triangle up here to get this menu to open? Instead of create ads, click settings. This is really important because if you don't get in our mastermind group, you are going to miss a lot of important things going on Facebook or just in real estate advertising in general. When you log in, it says contact primary, and we need to know this email address. So when you take that email address go into your account, go to support, type it in there in this box, and say, please add me to the mastermind group. And at that point, we will get you in. You know, we'll have to send an invite. You'll get it from Facebook saying you've been invited to the mastermind group. It's a secret group, so you got to go through a couple steps to get in. So that mastermind group is where I'm getting this information, right? Which is, oh, sorry, that's not what you need to see. 305 seller leads since April 1st, right? This agent is talking, and I took little snapshots from it because he's telling our clients exactly what he's doing to get there. And I shared a lot of that information with you today on the phone, right? Or on this call. So the point is, our mastermind group is incredible. I'm really grateful that our clients get in there and share all these ideas, because we create a lot of tools. We've talked about a lot of them today, but they're not, a lot of agents don't know what to do with them. What do I do? And here somebody's saying, hey, had to share in 5 days, 26 leads with a $25 spend, right? And she just goes on and on to tell you exactly what's been going on. So that's really, really helpful for folks like you that are just trying to figure out, what am I doing, right? Watch these videos and did exactly what they said, and I got these leads, right? So
How many of these leads are they converting now?
Well, the message that I saw here,
Who knows?
is
Full
what's,
of leads, but of those listing appointments.
I don't know, I have no idea. That was posted on the 13th. It's the 16th. They've got 7 listing appointments already. I don't know how many they're going to convert.
They could fill you in, that would be good. It'd be nice to know how many actually do list out of all this.
Sure. I can tell you this anecdotally. As soon as Facebook created advertising, we were on it. And our clients are growing their business with Facebook advertising. It is why it is talked about in this mastermind group every day of the week. And we're not the only company that knows this. We're just probably the best company at it.
Okay. We'll probably have to wrap.
So,
up soon.
yeah. Any other questions?
Not right now, but I might when I get into trying something.
Mm-hmm. If you have questions when you're kind of in the platform, you can always go to this support page.
Okay.
And put it right here. We've got 4 support people who will answer your questions like that.
Okay, good. And where did we find out about fixing those phone numbers? Because when
I'm gonna look at that.
Okay.
Stephen, I may need to talk to you if you have a couple minutes, because we got to kind of troubleshoot where things are.
Okay.
I think we can figure that out.
All right. Later.
Yeah. Okay. Vince, you opened my eyes up a lot. I can tell you that. So
Great.
You're saying that Real Geeks might call Real Geeks up. They have a specific email that we can email things to into the system.
That's right.
Okay. I never knew that existed. So I got to check that out.
Yeah. And they might call it, just say, do you have an email parser? I know they do, because we got thousands of clients with Real Geeks.
But I'm thinking they're using Zapier's email parser. That's the thing I think.
Well, that's probably how they're delivering their leads to Salesforce. But they have a way of capturing leads from all kinds of companies.
Okay.
And that's how they get it in there. They say, oh, here's your address, and send any lead here, and we'll drop it in.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Somebody had asked, what's a conversion? I can tell you this: Shannon Pyatt, who is our been a client of ours for years, came back it's been a couple years, and I'm pretty sure the same is still true. He's saying 90% of his new business, and this is a long-time realtor. Yeah, right here. 90% of his new business comes from using our tools with Facebook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe it. I mean,
And-
I'm running my Facebook
ads now, but I'm not, I still gotta complete my buyer ads and all that kind of stuff,
but I'm driving my
buyer ads, again, based on driving them to my website at this point.
Yeah.
But they can.
They meaning my
wife and
Karen can work on
doing some stuff on their own.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. Well, do you, Steve? You have a couple minutes after the call, so we can talk about that phone number deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Give me a few minutes, like 5 minutes, and then if you can give me a call, we'll get that set up. I'm going to get this recording up online, and I'll get it back to you today.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you
very much.
Vince.
Okay.
Very much.
Thanks, everybody.